Welcome back. What's going, y'all? I am Z Sports and Entertainment, coming to you from the basement. Um, got cut. Oh, I have mercy. When that had to happen at work. Anyway, I am back. I appreciate y'all for watching. I've been trying to record this video for 3 hours, man, but I've been fired up on some tunes, bro. But we here, we active. Let's talk about it. Tonight we're gonna talk about the NBA. We gonna speak on the Ja Morant situation, and we're gonna get into some post All Star game, just news, just recap. We're just gonna talk about it. We're just gonna talk about it. Starting with the Ja Morant situation. Um, it's a lot of different ways you can go with this. I mean, a lot of people. You can say Gilbert Arenas 2.0, or you can say stupidity. You can say whatever you want to say. A lot of us will never understand the circumstances of being a max NBA player, a max NBA player who just released his own shoe, future face of the NBA, the whole nine. Now, I'm not giving John Morant any excuses, but what I am saying is the lifestyle that he has grown accustomed to is you can't cross those paths. You can't. It's very unfortunate for him. It's very unfortunate for the Grizzlies. It's very unfortunate for the Morant family. Um, is from my understanding, it's pretty bad. Um, for those of you who don't know what's going on with Ja Morant, I'm just gonna start off with some of the things that I know. Uh, from my understanding, there was a situation where Ja Morant physically physically harmed, I guess, a 17-year-old boy, and in the process of that harming, a gun was pulled. Um, I don't know if this was before or after that particular situation, but from my understanding, the team meeting was held, a players only meeting. I do believe it was a players only meeting. If I'm wrong, I apologize. A players only meeting was held, led by Steven Adams. Now, at this players only meeting, it was to address not Ja's off the court, you know, life or lifestyle, but just the entire team. Let's not lose focus. Let's not forget why we're here. Let's keep a one track mind. And apparently the same night as the team meeting was the same night that Ja Morant went live and showed the firearm. There are also reports that Ja Morant could be facing a 50-game suspension due to him bringing a firearm on the team plane. It's just bad when you're in a position to where you're quote unquote role model for young adults, for kids, wearing 12 jerseys and wearing Ja Morant 1 Nikes and whatever. You want to promote the right things. You just have to be smarter than that. You just have to be smarter than that. I don't know how this situation is going to play out. I do know that Ja Morant released a statement saying that he was going to step away from the team for a couple of games. I want to say a minimum of 2. But with the 50-game suspension pending and, Ja Morant officially being under investigation, it's just not looking too good. I don't know what I would do if I was the NBA, because this is a situation where it's got to run its course, and in order for a situation like this to run its course, it's going to take time. Memphis, I feel, has the team to hold it down until he gets back, if he comes back this season. I just hope he learns from this. I hope this isn't something that lingers. I hope this isn't the start of repetitive incidents. I hope this is something that in a couple of years he can do an interview or a guest on a podcast or something like that, and explain his wrongs and understand his wrongs, and hopefully everybody can move on from the situation. I would like to send my condolences to the family involved. I'm speaking on the 17-year-old. You know, I don't know if Ja was provoked. I don't know if there was something said. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't there. This is just what I'm hearing and what I'm picking up on as far as, you know, the more information that comes out, the more information that comes available to us, the more, you know, things will make sense. But so far that's what we're hearing, and so far that's what we got. Uh like I said, I just hope this isn't too much of a stain on their season, on Ja, on the ultimate goal. I just hope this is something that is redeemable. Um, we gonna step away from Ja and just get into the NBA real quick. Um, to be honest, I don't even really know exactly what I wanted to talk about, but a couple of these moves starting to get better understanding of what's going on. Kevin Durant with Phoenix looks amazing. Kyrie and Luka seem to be somewhat figuring it out. And I'll be honest, Kyrie and Luka are getting a lot of flack for not being able to win games, quote unquote, together. Let me tell y'all something, man. The Western Conference is fucking loaded. It don't matter who you play, don't matter what night you play them on. Whatever team you lace them up against in the Western Conference, you got to bring your A game. Real talk, from start to finish. It does not matter. You look at every team in the Western Conference, with the exception of the San Antonio Spurs, somebody has the potential to give you 30. And even on the Spurs, Keldon Johnson could give you 30. The league is shifting. Like I said in this last video, like I said in the NFL video, this is a new game. These young kids are coming in and they're ready to play. You got teams like Minnesota and New Orleans and the Lakers, the Clippers, all down in the play-in on the outside looking in, and you got teams like the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Kings at the top. It's completely flip-flop from what we're used to. I mean, the defending world champs are in what, 8th place maybe? It's becoming a league of where, you know, positionless basketball, records don't really matter. It's all about matchups. You mean if I win 5 games, I might get the Warriors at 8, but if I lose these 3 games and I fall to the 5 seed, well, it don't matter. Whoever you play, it does not matter. What else we got? The Lakers. Anthony Davis went down with an unfortunate nose injury tonight, but he did come back against the Grizzlies and he closed that thing out. AD has been balling. You know, he's been fighting through injury. He's been holding down the fort. Hopefully he can continue this until LeBron is able to come back, till D'Angelo Russell is able to come back. I truly believe the Lakers at full power. If they are able to get 4 or 5 games in at the end of the regular season, before the play-in, before the playoffs start, I truly believe the Lakers could be a genuine threat. I do. This team is meshing. They are coming together. AD is playing AD type basketball. I'm talking about championship season New Orleans Pelicans AD basketball. It's getting scary. Another team I would be afraid of is the Clippers. I don't care what the record is with Russ. I don't care about none of that. When you have those caliber players with those mentalities, and the championship coach who has the pedigree, I don't want to play them. I don't want to play them. I don't want to play nobody in the West. Nobody. I don't want to play nobody in the West. It's ugly. The Kings are looking like they're going to be serious. I thought the Kings would fall. They have not. They have even somewhat kind of created a little bit of separation in that 3 spot, so it's looking like that might be where they end up. Portland, kind of looking like the same old Portland. Utah has overplayed or outperformed themselves. Who else we got down there? The Lakers are down there, but we already spoke on them. I mean, the Pelicans. What are the Pelicans going to do? Can they hold on until Zion comes back? If Zion comes back. C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram are doing all they can, but they need help. They need the guy. They do. Is Denver really this good? And this is serious. Like this is something I've been kind of struggling with, because every night I look at, the matchups, and whatever, and it just seems not to matter. First thing is, if Jokic drops a triple double, it's ball game. It's done. If Nikola Jokic decides that he wants to put up a triple double, the Denver Nuggets are gonna win that game. But now you got guys like Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, who finally starting to get past that injury niche, and they starting to ball. Aaron Gordon has kind of held that team together, in my opinion, all season long. Aaron Gordon, Jeff Green. I mean, like, I give Malone a lot of credit. I mean, they just hooping. Contavious Caldwell-Pope has filled in seamlessly. I was very questioned. I questioned the Bones Highland move, but it's starting to look like they had to move Bones Highland out because Jamal Murray is moving back into that 30 to 35 minute a night role, and Bones Highland just needs to he needs to play. He needs to play. I think him and the Clippers are gonna do great together. I just think the Clippers got to figure it out. I think the Clippers are one of those teams who don't really necessarily care about where they end up as far as rankings, as long as they in it. I mean, Russ, PG, Kawhi, Morris, Zoo, like Plumlee, Gordon, Highland, Terrence Mann. Record aside, BS aside, they tough. I can't honestly sit here and say who I got coming out of the West, because the West you can go from like 10th to 5th in a matter of 2 nights. The West is very tight. The West is very compressed. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and just say that, Denver is going to come out of the West, because that's not how it works no more. This ain't like the NFL where the 2 number 1 seeds are likely to match up in the Super Bowl. This ain't it. This season we could very well have a play-in team make the finals. And I'm not joking. We could have a play-in team make the finals. That'll be a first. Me personally, I would love it. Personally, I would love to see Dallas figure it out and I would love to see Dallas figure it out and wreak havoc. I would love to see that Kyrie and Luka Doncic duo do numbers. And I just feel like playoff basketball, mano a mano, you against me. I don't see too many teams that got 2 guys that's going to shut them down. I don't. Not saying that I got the Mavericks coming out of the West, but Dallas is one of those teams that you're going to have to outscore. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you, there are only 2 teams in the Western Conference that I feel like could outscore them. That is the Clippers. I just had the other one, Lord, and that is the Suns. Clippers, only reason I'm going to say the Clippers is because the Clippers are the only team that I feel like got the defenders that can neutralize those guys. But if I had to absolutely pick someone coming out of the West at this current moment in time, it's hard not to go with Phoenix. I'm a fan of Devin Booker's game, not a fan of Devin Booker. I'm a fan of Chris Paul's game, not a fan of Chris Paul. But what it is on paper and what is shown on the court, that team seems to have figured it out. So, and they got the coach. They got the coach. They got the coach. They got the players. They got the role players. Phoenix has everything they need to win a championship this year. Let's move on to the East. The East is a little bit more difficult because it's looking like Boston and Milwaukee are kind of just going to run away with this thing. Philadelphia, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm still not confident in James. Not necessarily what he can bring to the court, but his health. I'm worried about James Harden's health, and I'm worried about it. I don't know if it's load management. I don't know if guys are fighting through injuries. I don't know if there's no back to back. I don't know what it is, but I saw a stat where I think it said in was it 2003? I think it said in 2003 there were 42 players in the league that played all 82 games. And when I looked at the those 42 players, it was superstar players, caliber players. Excuse me. Gary Payton, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Chris Webber, Allen Iverson, players of those nature. And then when I look at 2023 or 2022, how many players played the full season? We had 5. And all of them were role players. Guys like Kevon Looney. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm having a, like, as someone who is on Prize Picks faithfully every night, it would be nice to know that the best players are going to be available without having to look at the injury report 30 minutes before the game starts. I'm just saying. But let's get back to the East. It's looking like I said, Boston and Milwaukee are going to kind of run away with the regular season. Philly is not too far behind. And personally, in my opinion, after those two, I would have Cleveland and Toronto. I would love to be biased and throw the Hawks in that category, but I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't necessarily know what's wrong with the Hawks, because in my opinion, we have everything we need. Trade DeJounte, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella coming off the bench. I mean, we have what we need in order to compete. So to be honest with you, I don't understand why we're not competing. This will be Trey's third coach. We got to figure it out. You made the offseason move for DeJounte. In my opinion, I think it's very obvious that John Collins will be moved in the upcoming offseason. We supposedly have our coach of the future, but we said the same thing a couple years ago after the Milwaukee series. Then what happened? We traded Cam Reddish. Then what happened? Kevin Huerter got gone. And I think we're undervaluing that Kevin Huerter trade a lot more than we thought we would. Don't get me wrong. Bojan Bogdanovic has balled out. But Kevin Huerter has missed. I'll just say that. Kevlon, we miss you, buddy. The team that's very interesting to me is the Brooklyn Nets, because this ain't the Brooklyn Nets that started the season. This ain't the KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons Brooklyn Nets. Hell, this is the Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Nick Claxton Brooklyn Nets. I mean, and Jock Vaughn got them boys balling. Mikal Bridges is taking full advantage of his opportunity, and I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you trade a guy like KD and you lose zero production. I can't speak for Kyrie because Spencer is balling, but not on the Kyrie-like level. But what Mikal Bridges is doing in place of Kevin Durant is unbelievable. Keep balling, young man. Get that bag. Do you hear me? I mean, he has put himself in position to possibly make north of, if not north of 200 mil, close to it. That young man has went from taking 10 to 25 to 30 shots a game. He is putting up 25 to 30 points a game in the last maybe 5-10. Mikal Bridges has led 2 of the biggest comebacks in this year's NBA season. It's what the Brooklyn Nets are doing now with the roster that is currently constructed. It makes you think, like, what if egos didn't exist? What if egos didn't exist? What if you walked in the gym, no matter who was in that gym, these are my guys, and we gonna rock with them? I like the Brooklyn Nets. I do think they might fall 1 or 2 spots, but I wouldn't want to play them in a 7-game series. I wouldn't want to play them in a win-or-go-home situation. I just wouldn't. Miami, I can't really figure Miami out. I kind of got them right there with the Hawks, and I wouldn't be surprised if those two kind of matched up in the play-in. But we can't beat Miami for some reason. It's something about Jimmy Butler has Trae Young's number. Period. With the addition of Kevin Love, they have only gotten better. And for some reason, Victor Oladipo has reverted back to his Indiana days. Like, I saw this dude catch a 2-hand oop the other day, and it wasn't like a rim grazer. Like, I'm talking about it was like a, you know what I mean? Excuse me, I got hiccups, y'all. But I don't know. I don't necessarily. the East can also go a lot of different ways because the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, whew, I didn't think they would be this good, man. I gotta eat my words a little bit with the Cavs. Evan Mobley has emerged. Jared Allen has stayed consistent. Darius Garland has stayed consistent. But the addition of Donovan fucking Mitchell is one that I did not rate or rank high enough in the offseason moves because what he has brought to that city, to that team, to that locker room, I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of it. And to think they had Lowry Marketing last year. Could you imagine? Like, that's wild. They had Lowry Marketing last year. They traded Marketing and Sexton for Mitchell. That's tough. Anyway, I wouldn't want to play the Cavs. I wouldn't want to play the Raptors. The Raptors are a defensive-oriented team. The Raptors are one of those teams that a lot of people consider sweaty. What we mean by sweaty is they going to work their ass off. They going to dive on the floor. They going to get up in you. They going to be an annoying-ass team. Van Fleet, Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Siakam, Yakapurtle. Don't nobody want them problems. They don't. Don't nobody want them problems. Now, if you can somehow manage to maybe score 120 points on the Raptors, maybe even 110, 105, you might got a chance. But you still got to remember, you got Gary Trent coming off that bench knocking down threes. You got Boucher coming off that bench being effective. Fred Van Fleet get going. We know what he can do. And Lord forbid if Pascal Siakam just decide he want to hoop. The East seems to be a little bit more structured as far as who are the best teams, who are the good teams, and who are the teams that are just they ain't there. Lord have mercy, the Knicks. I'm gonna talk about the Knicks, then we're gonna get up out of here, man. The New York Knicks, they hooping. They hooping. If there was ever a time to say the Knicks are back, it's now. Jalen Brunson has shut everybody the fuck up. Nobody can say nothing about Jalen Brunson no more. 100 mil, check. 2010, check. Could be just check. Whatever. He has come in and given that team everything that they needed. You know, no disrespect to Derrick Rose, no disrespect to Emmanuel Quickly, no disrespect to anyone who held that position before him. But Jalen Brunson is he's balling. Julius Randle, All-Star. This man done came out of the All-Star break, hit like 2 buzzer beaters, 30, 40-point games. I mean, he ain't like he's bringing that motherfucker up the court. He's facilitating. Like Julius Randle, Sabonis, and probably Jokic. Those 3 guys, that's an ugly way to put up 3 fingers. Those 3 guys are like triple-double threats every night because they just gonna have the ball. They just gonna have the ball. Like, that just is what it is. Like, I wouldn't want to play New York either. I wouldn't. RJ Barrett is playing with confidence. Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly has completely knocked Derrick Rose out of the rotation. He dropped 38 the other night in a like, and they are winning like the games that they need to win. Boston's, Milwaukee's, Miami's. They winning those games. I wouldn't want to fuck with the Knicks. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want no problems with the Knicks. I wouldn't want no dealings with New York. You got it. You got it. I think that's all we got tonight, man. I think that, if I had to pick somebody coming out of the East right now at this current point in time, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard not to go with Boston. It's hard not to go with Boston. But I would much rather put my faith in Giannis. So I guess if you asking me right now, I got a Phoenix Milwaukee rematch. But we got a long way to go before we get there. We got a long way to go before we get there. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Z Sports and Entertainment. Stay tuned, man. We'll be back tomorrow night. I love y'all. Z.